Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Welcome to the pregame show. It's Talkin Yanks, don't you know? Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Welcome back to Talkin Yanks. I'm Jomboy. This is Jake. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Big series, rivalry game.
Nah.
No, not really.
The Governor's Cup.
The Governor's Cup.
No, the Mayor's Cup, right?
The Mayor's Cup for the governor.
Yeah, Mayor has to give it to the governor, and that's obvious.
The mayor and the governor share the same cup while they play. Mets Yanks.
Is that what we're getting at?
I think so.
Everyone's saying it's not. It's going to get canceled. It's going to get canceled. We're doing the show anyway.
Doing the show.
It probably will get postponed. Who knows? But we're doing the show. They both have an off day on Wednesday, but Yankee Stadium is being used for an event, Jake, that they cannot change that. So it's going to be tough. They're going to try and get it in. Hopefully the fans can make it if they do play and the atmosphere is jumping. Jumping.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, we're no forecast experts here. The Yankees game that got canceled this year was a lot worse than this forecast. We're looking at like 50% rain from 7 to 10. So we'll see what they end up doing. I mean, Daddy wouldn't hate a double dip tomorrow, but
you wouldn't?
I wouldn't. No, let it ride, baby. But for now, Jimmy, we welcome the New York Metropolitans into town. One of your 15 favorite teams.
Oh, I like the Mets. You can throw them higher than 15.
Top 5?
Top 5 to root for? Yeah, maybe. Because I got friends that are Mets fans, and I have no animosity towards the Mets. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, in their 58 seasons, they are 4,394 to 4,765. That's a 480 winning percentage. 9 playoff appearances, 5 pennants, and 2 world championships with their winningest manager of all time as Davey Johnson.
Winningest manager of all time is Davey Johnson?
Davey Johnson for the Mets. Okay, this is a turn.
Just figured we get some Gary Glitter, get it going. Didn't feel we feel like we were going enough.
Hell yeah, Jim! And this is our first time seeing Brody Van GM's Mets. Mickey Callaway still the coach despite the very early season rumors he was getting fired. Excited to see some of these new guys on the Mets. A couple old friends, Todd Frazier across the diamond. No Robbie Cano this series, but Jimmy, we have a fun Yankees lineup, man.
Some interesting things in the Yankees lineup. Wait, did you even tell them when the Mets became a team?
I told everyone that it was their 59th year in existence.
Okay.
Became a team in 62. This is their 58th season, excuse me.
Did you tell them why their colors are orange and blue?
No.
Because, Jake, all the Dodgers and Giants fans didn't have any team in New York when they moved to California and San Francisco. Well, California. So when the Mets came, they were replacing the void of the Dodgers and the Giants. So they said, hey, why don't we make our colors Dodger blue and Giant orange? And then we'll combine all the fans and fill their void. And we'll call it the Metropolitans because we're for everyone in the city. And then they had the worst season ever. They've been a laughingstock ever since.
Yeah. All right. And what about that Yankees lineup do you like, Jim?
What I like is a weird word. DJ LeMahieu's leading off playing third base.
Yeah.
Voit at first. Hicks in center field. Gary Sanchez is catching. Gleyber Torres is at second base. Didi, first game in front of the home crowd at shortstop. Clint is DHing. That's a little circle that one. Cameron Maybin in right field. Gardner in left field. Tank on the bump. got another member of his family in his fan base today, so that's exciting for Tank. He just had a kid. Jake, we went over our best lineup on today's podcast, and it said Romine, Morales, and Gardner on the bench. We thought was our best lineup. Gardner's in there in left field because Gardner has to play left field at the stadium until we get Stan back. Cameron maybe can do it, but it has to is a bad word. But Gardner at left field at the stadium, his defense is valuable there.
Yeah.
Clint not playing in right field. I would have rather seen him out there in right field. Is that weird? Because I know he's
a little bit, yes.
But you get what I'm saying? I think they're hiding him from the fans.
Yes and no. No, I think, man, Cameron Maben's been playing great, and you want him out there. And you just said you need Guardian left. So this is the solution. Urshela's been in a little bit of a slide, so you give him a day off, and you go from there. And Urshela's last 7, he's hitting 136, 250 OBP. He's 3 for his last 22. So you give Urshela the day off, you get Guardian left field because you love his defense out there, and you roll it out. I think there's a little bit it works out that it protects Clint, but Cameron Maben needs to be playing in this lineup, and his best spot is in right field, so put him out there.
Eventually, Clint's going to have to play right field at Yankee Stadium and deal with whatever good or bad comes out of that. I just would have kind of liked to get it over with right away.
Yeah, and we'll see. I'm sure they've already discussed it and they have a plan. Maybe tomorrow's the day, especially with weather, Jim. We saw him struggle with a couple rain games out there. So, I think when they put Clint out there, I think they want to do it in kind of perfect conditions. Maybe Paxton on the mound, hoping for a high strikeout day. Good weather.
Oh,
maybe
Tanaka. Never mind.
Exactly.
Tanaka gave them a look last time and was like, "Don't ever do this to me again." So they're not.
Yes. So yeah, you probably wait for a Paxton start, get him out there, and Paxton's going to have a lot of strikeouts. And yeah, you just want to make sure conditions are perfect so Clint can kind of get back on his feet in front of the New York fans, which he did on the road trip. So, but yeah, you doing it in New York, as we all know, is a slightly different thing. But yeah, no, with Tanaka on the mound, this was the lineup.
All right. Well, the Mets are throwing out Jeff McNeil's at second base, leading off. Conforto in right field. Alonso's DHing. Smith is at first. Todd Frazier's at third. Ramos catching. J.D. Davis in left field. Rosario at short. And Lagares. Lagares still kicking, huh? He feels like a name from a forgotten time, but he's still around.
Wani Lags, man. He's 30 now, and yeah, he was on
he's 30 now?
Yeah. He I mean, you're right. He was on a couple Mets teams of yesteryear, known for his defense. He's not hitting at all this year or too much in the past. He hit pretty solid last year. But yeah, I mean, Lagares played 121 games in 2013 for those Mets. So he's been around for a little while now. But outside of him, this is a little bit of a new Mets team. Won the Gold Glove in 2014. Good for you, Laggy. Couple weird injuries too. But yeah, man, we've seen a little bit of Conforto in the past couple years. We're obviously familiar with Todd. Rosario.
Those two guys right there are hot right now. Conforto and Todd Frazier are really swinging hot bats. 400 OBP and 458 OBP, respectively. So watch out for those two. And McNeil, his batting average is the same as his on-base percentage, Jake, but they're both good, 350. So when you're hitting 350, who cares about taking walks? Just hit.
Yeah, McNeil rakes pretty good, and we've got a couple young big guys. Alonso's been the story for the Mets this season in the middle of their lineup, 21 home runs. Yeah, man, it's a fun Mets team. You and I actually got excited in the offseason over this Mets team because there are some fun dynamics there. Robbie Cano is on the injured list as of now. So is Brandon Nimmo, who's someone you'd probably normally see for this Mets team. And Rosario, the shortstop, man, he reminds me of Willy Adames from the Rays, just because they're these young, talented shortstops who aren't contributing out of their skulls. They're okay, but I feel like every time they play the Yankees, they turn it up a notch. So there's your first mini what to watch for.
Nice. And then we're facing Jason Vargas.
Yeah, the history teacher.
Yeah, looks like a substitute history teacher that sleeps in this truck every now and then. Just because he needs to get out of the house. Just needs to get out of the house for a little bit. But he's been pitching really well. We just looked at his last five. The last 5 games, he's got 1 earned run, 3 earned runs, 1 earned run, 1 earned run, 0 earned runs. It was really good. And their length is getting – his last game is a complete game shutout. So,
yeah, and it's we do have to put the caveat on there. It was against the San Francisco Giants, who we saw this year, and we're kind of sad sacking it. But Vargas has been pitching well. His last 3, I think his ERA starts with a 0 dot, so that's really good. So yeah, I'm interested to see. He threw 117 bullets in the complete game shutout. So interested to see if there's a fatigue factor or if they watch that at all. But yeah, and just following up on my Ahmed
ever
Rosario,
seen Justified?
I have not. I know you're a big Justified guy.
There's a scene that you just said throwing bullets. There's a scene where he's like a badass detective, not a detective, marshal. And comes after a bad guy, Jake, and he takes a bullet out of his gun and he throws it at him with his hands. And then he says, next time it'll be coming faster. So maybe Vargas is thinking that. He just threw 117 bullets. Maybe he's going to try and throw them faster this time.
Oh, definitely not. But following up on Ahmed Rosario, he is tied for 3rd most home runs against any team with the Yankees.
That's fucked. How many home runs?
Yeah. He's got 2. I mean, that's the thing. He's a new young guy. I think he has what is he? He has like 21 homers lifetime. But yeah,
favorite movie channel.
The Diamondbacks and then teams in their division because they play them a lot, and the Yankees. So I'm glad that stuck out. But yeah, interested to see Vargas and kind of the Yankees approach, because normally Vargas is the kind of pitcher we look at and say like, oh, we're eating tonight, boys. But he's been pitching well. Do you think they go patient approach? You think they're trying to everyone hit a homer? What are you feeling?
Patience approach, because I don't think the Mets bullpen's that good.
Okay, I like that.
So they're trying. I mean, he's threw 117 pitches, complete game shutout versus the Giants. I think the Yankees are going to be like, let's get him out of here. Get Zellman and Lugo and who else is in their pen?
Edwin Diaz,
the trade that all Mets fans love. Yeah,
Jimmy, your guy Vargas throws fastball 54% of the time, 86 miles per hour.
I love it. I mean, I'll root for him against every other team but the Yankees.
Deal.
I mean, he's what makes baseball. Like, you'd take him and you'd put him on a subway in street clothes and you'd give people 100 guesses what his career is. No one would say professional athlete. I don't care what sport you're talking about. No one would say, I think he's a professional athlete. There'd be 0. And that's what baseball is. You can just be this fucking weird guy. Let's check in on the Mets bullpen, all right, Jake? They only threw 2 guys in their last 2 games. They threw Familia and Santiago yesterday, and the day before that, they threw Seth Lugo for 2 and Diaz for 1. So they're pretty well rested. Wilmer Font, he's been, last I knew, he was blowing it. Drew Gagnon, he got in that shit with the Rockies where Daniel Murphy was all upset. No one's really scary. Yeah, let's try and beat these guys up. Let's try and get to the bullpen early and often. Smart play, huh? What's your what to watch for? Did I stumble all over it?
No, not at all. My what to watch for, Jim, because I think, Daddy Tanaka would be out there, or just kind of this new-looking Yankees lineup with Gregorius back in there. For me, it's the Mets, man. I've watched a little bit of Mets baseball, but not like a full game, just like highlights and checking in on them to see what's going on. I see McNeil with the batting average. I want to see what he's all about. But mostly I'm, seeing Conforto, no Todd Frazier. I want to see these two meat sacks in the middle of their lineup. Big dude, Pete Alonso, Jim. Know how many Yabos he's got on the year?
17.
21.
Ooh.
Pete Alonso has out-homered Gary Sanchez this year. He's a big boy, and their other guy, Dominic Smith, who the Mets were talking about like he was kind of a busted prospect in limited action, but they get the DH tonight. In 88 plate appearances, he's got a 360 batting average, 455 OBP, 1 OPS. So I'm interested to see these two meaty guys in their lineup, and I bet it's a conversation in Mets land. What are they going to do with these guys positionally? Because I think you could throw Dominic Smith in left a little bit, but I don't think you want to do that. These guys are both kind of naturally first basemen. The Mets are kind of praying for that DH rule to come in sooner than later. But I'm interested to see those two guys in the middle of the lineup because you kind of know Conforto's going to put some at-bats together. McNeil's slappy. We know the Todd father. The other guys, I don't know, the bottom of the lineup clearly thins out a little bit. But I don't know if those two guys in the middle of the lineup I'm going to walk away at and be like, yo, they are impressive. Or if I'm going to walk away and be like, all right, I seen him. Tank made him look stupid.
Whoa. Speaking of Tank, before I go to my what to watch for, we got to talk about this. Tanaka's coming off 2 rough starts, and he could yeed a bounce back. Now, Tanaka just had a baby boy, Jake. He's seeing life in brighter colors. Meaning has come back. And this is we talked about this on the show, like this isn't a big game, but it will get the big game feel. If it happens, if the fans are there and the rain didn't scare them away, it will have a big game atmosphere. And Tank loves that shit. He eats it up. So hopefully we can see a bounce back Tank, big game Tank, big game Tanaka. There's not a lot of history. Robinson Cano, 25 plate appearances, 6 hits, 240 on base percentage. And Carlos Gomez, 13 plate appearances, 4 hits, 385 on base percentage. Other than that, there's nothing really there. Adaney, though, Echeverria, is he in the lineup for the Mets?
Nope.
Then nothing to worry about. Yeah. Those are the guys. He's got nothing. He's got good numbers, but whatever.
Yeah.
But
what's your what to watch for, James?
My what to watch for is Cameron Maybin. Like we said, his last 10 games have been – you had the numbers out the other day. Cameron Maybin's – I'm going to do his last 7 games. Cameron Maybin's last 7 games, just because that's the website I'm on, it allows 7 games better. 400 batting average, 438 on base percentage, 971 OPS. He's going to be in there for defensive reasons today, and the bat just keeps swinging. Good stick. But, Jake, his numbers versus Vargas are pretty good. 4 for 7 with a 1.196 OPS. Small sample size, and it's spread out throughout the years. But maybe he looks at those and says, oh, shit. And then he gets some confidence in himself and is like, okay, there's nothing. I hit this guy 3 years ago. I'll hit him again, even though it doesn't really come into play. But let's see what Cameron Maybin can do, because he's a guy that, as people get healthy, he'll be a name that comes up to be, DFA, basically. And if he can stay on this pace, it's going to be really hard for Cash to do that. So, and this is his first taste of Yankees-Mets rivalry, so that's fun.
Yeah, it's going to be funny to see at the end of the season how many games does Cameron Maybin play for the Yankees. He's currently at 33. We think Big G unit, Big Giancarlo could be back in a little over a week, but right now you'd assume Kendrys Morales would be the guy to go. Cameron Maybin, if he stays healthy and keeps producing with other natural injuries that are going to come up, he could end up playing 100 games for this Yankees team, which is wild. And, for the 100th time, baseball Susan.
Baseball Susan. Path to victory, whatever they need, they should be good with. I mean, they had a lot of guys throw yesterday, but they have an off day on Wednesday. They should play this game to win it. Everyone threw yesterday, but no one has thrown 2 days in a row.
Right.
We don't have a single Nestor Cortez is out, but he got DFA'd and he got demoted anyway.
Yeah, Cortez is out. I don't think nobody threw over. Did anyone throw over 25 pitches? I mean,
Chapman threw 20.
Chapman threw 20, but he can go again. You'd say Chad Green is out. He threw 35. But yeah, all the other bullpen guys should be available. And like someone like Zach Britton, I think they want to use on back-to-back days because that's keep him #regular.
Keep Britton regular. All right, let's do the Homer draft. It is the Homer draft. Homer draft. It's the Homer draft. I tied up the series late yesterday, so it is still 7-7 with 5 tied series now on the season. Jake is winning 23-18 though. Jake gets to go first again. Jake gets to choose 2 players. I choose 2 players. We can't have the same players. You can't use the same players twice in one series. Only a 2-game set though, Jake. So choose wisely. Who's your first pick?
I mean, it's obviously Gary Sanchez.
That's fucked.
You got a guy throwing 86-mile-per-hour fastballs, lefty.
So fucked.
El Gary to the moon.
All right. That's fucked up, Jake.
Who are you taking, James?
There's so many options in just a 2-game set now, and like we have a real lineup. For a while, we were doing the Homer draft with not a real lineup, and it was like, okay, we'll just take Voit and Gary every time because they're the only 2 threats. Now I'm looking at this, and there's a lot of people I want to take. And you're going to take whoever I don't.
Yes.
I'm going Hicks and Didi.
Wow. I like it.
Yes. There's so many names popping through my head.
Hicks and Didi. Good for you. All right, give me Voit, man.
Yeah.
Give me the big boys.
You got Gary and Voit, yeah. I was choosing the lefties. Lefties versus slow-throwing pitcher.
You went power. Hicks is going to be hitting righty, but.
Well, only at the first couple of bats. We're getting to that bullpen.
Sure. Nice playing. Go aiming for the bullpen. I like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the whole goal.
Yeah.
Did you not listen to the top of the show?
Classic Homer draft tactic.
That's the goal.
Don't worry about the potential 3 at-bats against the starter.
3 at-bats?
Give me that Seth Lugo at-bat.
Dude, we're getting Vargas out in the 3rd inning. Don't you remember the whole plan?
Yeah, but to do that, we'd have to go through the lineup 3 times.
Oh, no.
Hello, McFly.
Comebacker right to the head. Comebacker to the head.
Okay, hey, that's people don't like those jokes.
No, he survives it. He's just a little. He sneezes a lot now for the rest of his life. Tough break.
You're making it worse.
Let's go to the over/under. Tanaka versus Vargas in Yankee Stadium. I think they crap out here, Jake, and just say 9.
Vargas versus Tank at the stadium. Vargas. This is a tough one, right? Because this could turn into a lot of homers pretty quickly. I'll go 9.5.
Okay, what is it? I mean, you have Vargas, who's a bad pitcher that's pitching really well right now, and Tanaka
9.5.
It's 9.5. Nice. And you have Tanaka, good pitcher, pitching poorly the last 2 games.
It sucks that we just mentally think the Yankees are going to kill Vargas.
No, I'm ready for a tough game. If we don't get a comebacker,
I'm going over.
I'm gonna follow your lead because you've been on.
Damn
fire.
it! I was hoping you wouldn't follow my lead because you've been ice cold.
Yeah, I've been so bad at the over-unders lately.
Damn it!
You've been good. Good. All right, let's go to the chat. See what these guys are saying. A lot of Mets fans. LOL Mets. LOL. Go Mets. Vargas is going off. Tanaka is bad. Tanaka's not bad.
Tanaka's good.
Tanaka's good. Wasn't Talkin Yanks a show on cable access? It was. Not us. Different show. This guy said it was rude of you when you chose Gary, which I agree, Joe. It was rude of him. Nestor already demoted. Yeah, Nestor demoted because they couldn't use him next 3 games because he threw so many pitches. So it's a tough break. That's how it goes. Doesn't look like there's a lot of questions.
Any good ones?
No,
Any good one.
there's not a lot of questions. A lot of statements.
It's all right.
Which one of you guys has the smelliest farts? Oh, me last night. I almost made myself not allowed to sleep in the bed. I told Katie, I said, I got to wait this out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to sleep in the guest bedroom. I don't know what I ate. It's terrible, though. It's awful.
Damn, man.
I survived, slept in my own bed. It was nice. Vargas is either going 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, or 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run.
Ooh, that's kind of a fun. That's a fun game. Yeah. If you had to pick Vargas's line, and you have to flip the innings and the earned runs, which would you think would be the safest bet? 3 innings, 6 runs, and 6 innings, 3 runs, I think would be my go-to.
Okay. I'm going to go it's either 1 inning, 5 runs, or 5 innings, 1 run.
You think he might be out after 1 today?
Have you not been listening to the show?
The steering wheel come off the car.
Sneezes the rest of his life. Why you sneeze so much? I got to come back to the head. Did it do any damage? No, minus the sneezing.
You're going to feel bad if he gets a linebacker.
No, not if he's really hurt, I'll feel bad because that's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I just got bit by an invisible bug. That's the end of the show. Thank you guys for listening. If this gets rained out, we will do it again tomorrow. See ya.